In chaos theory, the butterfly effect is the sensitive dependence on initial conditions in which a small change in one state of a deterministic non-linear system can result in large differences in a later state. The term is closely associated with the work of mathematician and meteorologist Edward Norton Lawrence. We are, of course, and this might hurt Lawrence, talking about Manipur. My name is Kalyan Dev and it gives me absolutely no pleasure to tell you once again our Decoded is about Manipur. Except, as some of you already know, it is no longer just about Manipur. The fire emanating from Manipur was visible since the beginning in the other states also, but now there is every chance we might be seeing its impact too. And again, we hate to say this, but we told you so, over a year ago in fact. For months.
Village of Assam
in the 75th Independence Day.
Now, let us be honest, when the violence began on May 3, several people, including me, thought it was unlikely to last long. And yes, I know I'm saying this even though my very first PTC was against a backdrop of homes in flames. My second video was from Churachandpur District Hospital, and by May 5, I had already witnessed the death of 4 civilians at the hands of security forces. But one could argue that the rest of the country stood up and took notice when all states from the northeast, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Arunachal, Tripura and of course Assam, started taking steps to ensure their students returned safely to their homes. And no, this was not due to a pandemic. This was a clear indication that for other states, Manipur had pretty much overnight turned too dangerous to let state citizens continue living there. So within a week, the violence that erupted not only impacted the lives of thousands who had been living in Manipur, but also pretty much destroyed the future of those who had come to the state for better opportunities. When we look at it that way, it is clear that since the beginning of the violence, every neighboring state, including Mizoram, Nagaland and Assam, has been feeling the effects of the violence. And time and again, whether it is Shillong or even Delhi, the police have issued warnings that they are keeping a close watch on proceedings to ensure that rival communities do not resort to violence there too. In fact, Shillong witnessed some of the violence in the beginning, but thanks to prompt action by the police, any major crisis was averted. However, the truth is that the impact on other states is becoming all too real and simply too big to ignore. Oh boy. This is going to get a little spicy, I suppose, but I will try my best to not emerge out of this with the tag of Cookie Mojo, as our dear readers like to call us. Mizoram has been involved in Manipur violence since day one, so to speak. How? Allow me to explain. Which was the first state to witness people coming in from Manipur? Mizoram. Which state CM was the first one to issue a statement on what was happening in Manipur? Mizoram. Which state has time and again assured its Meitei residents not to worry? Mizoram. Which state now has people taking shelter from not only Manipur but also Myanmar and Bangladesh? Mizoram. And which state is heading towards election this year? Mizoram. The ethnic identity which unites the people of Mizoram and Manipur is the biggest factor when trying to understand why some Manipur residents look up to Mizoram. You see, they are divided by state and international borders, but the Chin Kuki Zo are one family, so to speak. This is why, since the beginning, Mizoram has taken a leading role. In fact, some have even blamed Mizoram for the violence in Manipur. A day after the huge rally in Mizoram, protesters in Imphal burned the poster of CM Zoramthanga, with posters calling him Kuki terrorist leader. And when you see posters of Greater Mizoram pop up in Churachandpur, it is clear to see why so many people, especially Meiteis, are angry at the role of Mizoram. For narco-terrorism to support for Kuki insurgents to providing logistical and internet support, many blame Mizoram for pretty much everything. Even as other states organized rallies, meetings and discussions around Manipur, it was clearly the biggest rally took place where? Mizoram. Remember when we said we hate to say this but we told you so? A year ago, in fact, at the beginning of this video? Let me explain. You see, the Myanmar coup has, in simple terms, wreaked havoc on the lives of its residents. And what do human beings do when their lives are in danger? No, not take a selfie. They run to save their and their loved ones' lives. In the last 2.5 years, Mizoram has seen over 30,000 refugees from Myanmar, a few hundred from Bangladesh, and now over 10,000 from Manipur. And yes, we are not clubbing Manipur people in the same bracket as of those from Myanmar or Bangladesh. Manipur is in India, and Myanmar and Bangladesh are not. But throughout all this, Mizoram has made one thing clear. It will not say no to Chin Kuki Mizos escaping violence and oppression, no matter where are they from. The land of Mizos in many ways is trying to be exactly that. The supporters of CAA have time and again said India is the home of Hindus. Mizoram in some ways is using the same logic, and why should it not? And oh, where are the Meiteis escaping to? Almost exclusively to Assam, because many may not know this, but there has always been a sizable population of Meiteis, both Hindus and Muslims, in the Barak Valley region, especially Silchar. Throughout the violence, the Naga leadership has maintained a stoic silence, except when the victims have been Naga, of course. Otherwise, also, they have time and again insisted that both parties must talk immediately and address the issue. But it would be a mistake to think the Naga community, especially in Manipur, has not been impacted. The thousands who escaped Imphal in the aftermath of the violence included many Nagas too, right? The victims of the violence include Nagas too. Yet, the Naga administrators are also clear, we are not taking anyone. This perhaps explains why, when there was an attempt to set up a relief camp in Naga territories, the Tangkhul Naga long opposed it. However, on July 27, a startling revelation came to light. A cop, 4 civilians and a local gun runner have been arrested for stealing weapons from the armory of the Nagaland police and transferring it to people in Manipur. They are accused of stealing thousands of rounds of ammunition to be used in INSAS automatic rifles and in self-loading rifles. Now, this could be a simple case of a cop trying to see an opportunity and make money out of it. One of those buy tickets at the counter and sell in back types. But given the complex history of militancy across the Northeast, the fact that so many armories have been robbed, or that organizations that had signed SOO emerged with more guns than some army regiments, is bound to raise questions. In our past episodes, we have shed light on how what happened in Manipur can happen to other states. That was not rumor mongering on our part. Simply pointing out the smoke emanating from Manipur is now clouding the eyes of people from other states too. Manipur's unemployment is only likely to rise. Its agriculture is only likely to suffer more, and its people are most likely to move out again in search of better opportunities. All this means that what is happening in Manipur is already impacting other states and will continue to do so. No amount of pointless speeches will change that. The question is, when will the double-engine government finally put an end to this?
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.